I failed ass at using my trackers this week. Hi everybody, today I am going to be setting up my bullet journal for the week beginning Monday, February 12th in 2018. And like I said in the beginning, my trackers, man, they were neglected as fuck this week because I was just so busy both reacclimating myself after Planner's Rock as well as dealing with the new medication because of my kidney disease, which has left me on my ass all week. Let's just take a look at the week previous and then we will go and just start filling shit in. And I actually want to try something new this week, so stay tuned for that. So here is this last week. As you can see, that is as much of my tracker as I got filled in. That is as much of my priorities as I got finished. Man, my blood pressure, not so much. And I did get this done, but I will tell you right now that this Spectrum Noir art liner brush pen that I've been using to practice with, it is way too loose. If you can't tell, the control I'm having, the issues with control of the nib, they're pretty heinous. So this was my bullet journaling for the week. I went Monday, got all the way up to the weekend, got some shit done, did not get a lot of shit done, but honestly, I'm okay with kind of how it's looking. I started doing a different kind of border here and I was kind of not excited with it, like divider. So I started doing this divider and I'm still not excited. I feel like it looks really messy, but I'm gonna continue it for this chunk just to kind of keep things looking even. As you can see though, here's my habit tracker. I just have not, I stayed on top of getting some memories filled in, but I haven't touched it, man. I did, however, keep on top of my year in pixels, and that is where we are going to start this week. So people have been asking me, am I gonna migrate this over because I'll be done with this bullet journal at the end of February. What am I gonna do with my year in pixels? Am I gonna keep going back to this book or am I gonna migrate everything over? I haven't decided yet. Currently, what I am considering is migrating over. And I actually filled in for last night and I took a painkiller. Moving forward, this is January. Keep going. So here's February. Here is my oh so cute doodles so far. I drew this foot and I don't even like looking at feet, so that was a stretch. Glacier, that's gonna be next. I'm doing it kind of like Iceberg Dead Ahead was sort of my thought process. I am loving how this is turning out though. So here's my Fox Kids Doodle Challenge for the week. Today's character that I'm about to draw in is the bookworm. I'm gonna just draw him right on top of this killer tomato, I think. So I think that was the last of the Tiny Toons, and this week it's going to be getting into X-Men and then Animaniacs. I feel like I have some appointments that I did not... Yes, I have a church thing that I have to write in that I did not write in yesterday. Where's my... Here. I am going to be doing a weekly calendar in my weekly this week. Weekly. How many more times can I say that? That is going to mirror this, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm continuing to move forward. I'm just going to ignore my habits. I will maybe pick them up again this week. Maybe I won't. It just depends. As for a memory for today, I don't have one yet, but I am going to write in here. This is kind of an extra memory because I did get a few memories in for the weekend, but I want to get my memory in. I'm just going to put puns. I live streamed this past Sunday, and towards the end of it, the comment section devolved into a shit ton of puns, which I don't necessarily appreciate, but everybody else seemed to. Now that I'm done mumbling, let's just move forward. I'm going to start my bullet journal for today here, but for now I want to get in my weekly layout, which is going to be 3 pages this time. I'm going to draw this in because I'm going to try my time tracker again. I'm going to get this all drawn in, this all drawn in, and then I'm going to add a 3rd page right here with a weekly little calendar to mark deadlines and things like that for the week, and we'll see if that helps when I'm bullet journaling. But for now, let us grab some of this washi tape. I picked a bunch of hot pink and black washi tape that I'm using to go with the hot pink and black Tombos for the whole month, kind of do the February Valentine's-y situation. I have a new Scribbles That Matter journal. It's the lavender one. That will be my next bullet journal unless I decide to give a go at the Scribbles That Matter bullet planner. I did a review on that. My feelings on it were mixed, which is how my feelings are on a lot of things. I've got a couple weeks to figure it out, and when I do, I will tell you, because that's how I live my life on this channel. think I used fatter washi tape than I usually use on these pages. Oh well, make it work. Oh my god, and the washi tape's not sticking. Oh no. There's my time tracker. I kind of moved the numbers around to make up for the fact that I've used the wrong size washi tape. This washi is not sticking either. This is a Target washi tape, and it is most definitely showing its cheapness. That's one of the things that you can run into with Target washi tapes, is that they tend to be a little less sticky because they're cheap. So this lettering is going to look a little bit different because there's going to be a little less space. I can improvise. See, I'm rolling the fucking washi tape up with my hand. WTF, mate. I'm gonna write my lettering in for the day, and then I'm gonna do my time tracker up until now, and I'm going to explain my time tracker because it's been a while since I've done that, and I have had some questions from people who are newer to my channel as to my time tracker. Today's word is intuition. Let's see if I can make this brush pen not suck for me. I love writing that word because of this, a lot of the straight up and downs with brush pen, but this pen, it's just too floppy. It doesn't handle my heavy-handedness. This is my time tracker. It is a grid that is drawn out with 24 hours along the bottom and then the 7 days on the side. And for each day, the row is 2 squares deep, meaning that for each hour, it's actually broken up into half hours. Now my key is built out with all of the areas in my life that I'm currently tracking, except for this last week, but we weren't gonna worry about that. And I'm probably gonna revise this a little bit for the new bullet journal. I'm not doing it probably until then, but I probably will. But for now, what I'm tracking: sleep, time with my husband, time with my kids, time with friends. And I put family, like extended family, into that friends category, like when my sisters are in town. And recover time, which is time when I'm having to go lay down. I have a chronic disease and I'm in a lot of pain a lot of the time. Life with shitty kidneys is a shitty roller coaster. And there are times when I need to stop what I'm doing and go lay down for a little bit and recharge. And so I don't count that in fucking off time because it's something I need to do for my health. We got food, the time I cook or time I eat. And I don't always mark that exactly, especially if I'm eating while I'm working or something. Chores, cleaning up around the house. And then also down here we have errands, like going to Target and whatnot. Then we have things having to do with my business life, and I'm including church in that, even though I don't get paid, because it basically is civilized business shit since I'm board president at my church right now. We have my stuff for Patreon, stuff for my YouTube channel, time for everything else related to my business, and then church. Reading actual books. I don't write that anymore, but that's what it implies, is actual books. Fucking off, aka just farting around, watching TV, playing with the, like dicking around, playing with the cat, not, you know, doing anything productive or in the slight bit, like it's just farting around time. And then this brown is social media farting around, which is basically the same as fucking off, but I'm fucking off cruising Pinterest or watching YouTube videos or on Instagram or whatever the case may be when I'm fucking around on social media. I like to track them to kind of see where my time is going. I kind of estimate when I'm working, my bullet journal's open on my desk. And so I generally fill it in throughout the day. And then in the morning, I will go and, to the best of my memory, fill in what I have done at night. I think I'm gonna revise this whole system starting in the new bullet journal, assuming I use that, because I feel like some of it's gotten kind of habitual when I'm actually doing it, and I'm not paying as careful attention to things as I should be doing. And so I think I need to overhaul the system a little bit so that I can force myself out of my comfort zone. Its maximum potential works in 2 ways for me. One, it gives me a really good idea of what I've been doing, and so I know where my time is going. And 2, when I am time tracking, I tend to hold myself more accountable because I'm seeing what I'm doing, and I don't want to see a whole block of social media farting around. So I'll do more work because I'm generally not someone who will lie very much on this. And that brings us to now. I woke up this morning at 7-ish and I did a little bit of housework around the house, and then I took a shower, and now I am filming. As I move along, I will probably adapt it some more, and hopefully you will see that in upcoming videos. I'm gonna set my priorities in just a second. I wanna get this week drawn in first. At the beginning of the month, I set up my monthly calendar, dividing my appointments and deadlines into the 3 basic areas of my life: work, church, and everything else, and my task list. And so what I wanna do is build a calendar here for the week showing deadlines, and then pulling the priorities from the task list to here, and like using it that way so that they kind of mingle together, because I feel like that's the piece that's been missing for me. So let's get this lined with washi tape, and then I'm going to see what I can get drawn in. I think I know how I'm gonna do this. I'm making this up right now, by the way. If this looks similar to something you've seen on the internet, I may have been accidentally inspired by something, but honestly, right now, what I am inspired by the most is my calendar for the month with the 3 columns and then the task list and everything. That's kind of what I'm working off of. Also, I will add that adding a lot of washi tape on the top and bottom of your bullet journal starts to make shit really thick, so when you're drawing a line, it can kind of be a pain in the ass. All right, my heater kicked in. It's gonna pop off any second now, but I don't wanna stop what I'm doing. So I'll let you know that here now, I have taken these rows and divided them into 4. This is gonna be to mark the date. And then these 3 are one for home, church, and the rest. I'm gonna just put some labeling in here, and then I'm gonna start figuring out how I'm gonna fill this up. So we have this thing kind of colored in, and I called it timely shit because that's what it's going to be, time sensitive shit. I just put down this Tombow stripe down the rest because this week my kids are actually getting back a day early. So I wanted to mark that on here so that I would see it. So I'm going to go transfer over dates from my monthly to this weekly. When I was doing this, I was like, well, there's going to be the question of why are you just repeating a bunch of shit? Well, because repetition is what drives shit into your head. And it's a lot easier to look at 1 week than it is to look at a whole month. Now, whether or not this replaces my time blocking and my Erin Condren, I don't feel that right now, but if I do this over a couple of weeks, I may decide that I need to take a break from my Erin Condren for a while. Who knows? Basically what's on here is everything that is time sensitive. Either things like when they're due, deadlines that are due on a certain day, or appointments that are at a certain time, or things like my kids not having school on Friday because of the President's Day, Lincoln's birthday, Washington, all those holidays. Or that we're going to see Black Panther this weekend. Holla! Whether or not this actually helps me stay on top of my shit better or if this is just some extra bullshit, we don't know yet. I also need to look at my priorities for the week, which I know I have plenty. Board weeks always have plenty of priorities. Now that I have all of this figured out, I am going to bullet journal for the day. I think I've got my day. It's just a bunch of work that I'm still catching up on, as well as a couple of church things and errands and shit. I'm actually kind of excited to see how this works. This may be awesome. This may not be as awesome. I guess we'll find out. What kind of things do you put in a weekly overview in your bullet journal, if you do a weekly overview in your bullet journal? Tell me all about it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.